All right, and here we go. We got Andy here, Andy Lee, sorry, from GameGlass. How you doing, man? It's been a minute. Oh, Andy's deafened. Andy, lost.
There we are.
Hey, Andy.
There we go.
Hey, welcome back, man. Nice to see you.
Oh, I think your push to talk might be your deafen button too.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome,
Hey,
Andy.
all right,
Good.
man.
How is everyone over there? Great to be here. It's an exciting day.
Hey, I think we missed you, man. It's been way too long. It's been a few months since the Stanton 7, but always a pleasure to have you back, Andy. You know, in the GameGlass team, you guys have been killing it with all the shards and everything that's going on. But you know what? I guess to kick it off, you know, for people that may not know what, you know, GameGlass is or how it may improve their gameplay, can you kind of explain a little bit about what GameGlass does?
Yeah, sure. So basically, we're a touchscreen control product for every game, basically. But we began with Star Citizen. We had our origins with Star Citizen. Everyone on the team played the game. We all came together because we love the game. And basically, what you get is some software that you install for your phone or your tablet, and you get a super cool, very immersive, designed for the game interface on your phone or your tablet. And you can reach out and tap the buttons on your phone or your tablet and control what's happening in the game. So you want to lower your landing gear, you reach out and you tap the button on your phone or your tablet that says landing gear. And guess what happens when you tap the button that says landing gear? The landing gear goes down. Awesome. And we have a screen. So we have a screen we designed them very much for the different activities you do. So you've got one for aviation, for avionics, you've got one for combat, you've got one for mining.
Wow.
There's a new one coming out for EVA and Zero G and for vehicles. So yeah, really try to design them to be as immersive as possible, and try and fill out, give you a way to use all of the literally hundreds of keybinds that are in Star Citizen.
I think we have an avionics picture of a shard. Can we put can we put that up there so people can see? So right now, what you guys are looking at here at home or wherever you're watching from mobile, but this is one of their shards that you put into is it any tablet, Andy, that you can use? You can use
it works on pretty much any tablet. Works on iPads obviously, but any Android tablet. The Kindle Fire tablets, the Amazon Fire tablets are really popular for this kind of thing too. So and this is our aviation shard. So we very recently announced that we signed a partnership agreement with Cloud Imperium. So these are official shards now. Not quite released. They actually released and are available at the end of this month.
Okay.
So very soon, but not quite yet. But it's super exciting to be partnered up with them. So the shards are official. They're officially licensed. We are having a lot of discussions with them about how they become part of the game and what gameplay systems are coming up. So we get to hear some really interesting things about where the game is headed. And it's a great partnership there. They've been incredible to work with.
It's cool to see the official Star Citizen like insignia on the top of that thing as well. It's awesome. So you mentioned earlier that for every game. So like, how does GameGlass work? So we for that we saw like some really cool bespoke looking what you called shards for Star Citizen for like, you know, for flight and EVA and stuff like that. But how does it work for other things you mentioned?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we've got a part of our platform called the Forge, and basically what it lets you do is build your own shards. So you can jump into that tool. It's like a drag and drop tool. You don't need to be able to code anything at all, and you can put buttons on your little canvas that you have for your device. You can set that canvas size to suit whatever device you have. You can drag your buttons onto that canvas, and we've got a bunch of different button designs that you can use, and there are a lot more coming out really soon. And then you give each button an action. It can be a keybind, it can be a sound, it can be a macro, it can be a mouse event, it could be anything you like, basically. So you can, you know, set up and build yourself a shard for a flight sim or for an RPG. We've got some really interesting shards coming out for some MMOs. And then our dashboard now is designed around game collection, so you can, you know, create a collection or a folder of shards for every game. They all have their own artwork that you automatically pull in for each of those games, and you can see them all on your device automatically once you've built them on your PC.
That's really cool.
Dude,
And
I'm so amazed because like it just makes it easier. I know it's like Star Citizen has so many like inputs and macros and different things, and just having something that is visual that you can see. And can we put up the combat chart up so people can see like you can put like missiles on here, and you can decouple and safe, and you can like target missile. Like this stuff that you guys are making, Andy, is really incredible because like it just as a fingertips, right? Like instead of me trying to go on my screen on my ship and and go in my cockpit in the game and change my shields, I can do it on the tablet, and that's just mind blowing for me.
Yeah, thanks, man. It's as I said, it the whole project, the whole product came about because we wanted something like this when we were playing the game because it's such an immersive game. It's such an immersive universe, and being able to reach out and tap it and touch it in a really tactile, intuitive way, it just feels like it really adds something to playing it that way. You can reach out and tap and drag the capacitor triangle around, and that combination of a digital display screen that is also your controls lets us do some really interesting things with, as you say, things like the operator modes for missiles and turrets, and the way toggles and switches work, and that combination of displaying information with controls at the same time on the same object lets us
Yeah.
do some pretty cool stuff. And in the future, hopefully as the shards become more integrated with the game itself, they're not still right now. They're just sort of the game and the shards are separate things, but hopefully in the future they'll be more tightly integrated together. That combination again of displays and controls is only going to be more and more interesting.
And I'm
Love
sure
it.
that
Love it.
partnership with CIG is going to help too, because like that way, as the game evolves, so will these shards. It's not like okay, I have GameGlass now, and it's going to work for 314 or 315. It's going to work for as long as you guys are partnered with CIG, or even like beyond and all that stuff, right? It's just going to be well, I guess modular, right?
Yeah, yep, and that's a good point. And we've always kept the shards up to date as the game's evolved. I remember when we added VTOL, and we had all the new landing controls. There's a lot of new docking functions, and as they add new small things, we update our shards to include those small things. And we always update the keybinds every time they have a new patch. But absolutely, as they release new entire gameplay systems, they get their own shards. So medical
Medic
salvage, a lot
shard,
of really cool shards
yeah.
coming up
Yes.
for that kind of gameplay. Drones. And then our own, we've got a lot of plans for things like ship command and fleet command shards as well that will help with those experiences that we can kind of build outside the game. So, yeah, and as you say, with that partnership in place, will only become more interesting too as we get a little more advanced warning of what's coming down the pipeline. We can make our shards a bit more detailed for those systems. It's super exciting.
For sure.
Awesome. I love hearing that. And I know that Andy, I'll talk about it during here, but I know you kind of blessed us with a little bit of goodies today. So if we can put up we have some giveaways that GameGlass is going to be giving us today. So GameGlass is going to be giving away a 12-month Glass Pass and a tablet. All you got to do is just make sure you're talking in chat, you're having a good time here at Atmo Esports, and you're just getting ready and hyped for the HURSTON Hurt Locker to come. So big shout outs to you, Andy, and the GameGlass team for giving us some awesome gear that we can hopefully level up a Star Citizen's gameplay here soon. But there's one thing that I really want to talk about and touch base on before we call it here, because that is going to be our first time ever doing fight or flight here in March. The 20 versus 20 org battles. With GameGlass being the presenting sponsor of that new event, how are you feeling about these 20v20 org battles? Like are like, I guess, like, how are you looking forward to it, man? I feel like it's gonna be so much chaos, so much fun and jam. So
yeah, I'm super excited for it. I think those big group events are really what makes the game and the community sing when they get together, and you can really flesh it out when you've got more people dedicated to more specific roles in those events. It's become so much more dynamic and so much more interesting when you can have those large groups of people that go at each other with those different combinations of roles and events and actions and gear and ships, and I think that those big group events are what really excites me. That's the cool thing about the Hurt Locker as well, isn't it? It's kind of group based, but it's not group based, but it's chaos and it's anarchy, and it's in a small group in a small area. and it really kind of lets a lot of the systems in the game sing. And I think that's just more so when you've got 20 people going at each other, 20v20 going at each other. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be super cool.
Yeah, my mind is racing with the future of GameGlass, with things like the 20 versus 20, because you talked about fleet command, right? So like in the future, like, when GameGlass is integrated with Star Citizen and you can see your party list, like, oh, you can see who's still up, who is around, all that stuff, like right there, the level of immersion you'll get from having an MFD in your flight pit as opposed to like, going through menus is going to be really cool.
Yeah, and it's things like being able to send commands to other people in your group via GameGlass and having those commands in order to pop up on your on your show. There's a lot of stuff that we have planned. It's on the roadmap. It's not we don't no one wants to talk about dates and for these kinds of things. But yeah, the possibilities of what we can do for that is it's going to be super. It's going to be really exciting.
So Andy,
looking forward to that event. That's going to be a big one.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I mean, I didn't want to ask the question, but is there anything coming up you can give us a hint on, or is that for later on? I mean, I thought I'd ask regardless.
Yeah, no, it's nothing we can talk about. There are definitely some surprises that we have planned, but no, as the partnership's a great thing. We get to learn some really cool things. We get to plan some really cool things, but it means that our lips, I think, are a little more sealed than perhaps they might be otherwise.
No, it's all good. It's no problem. I respect it. Usually, I like to throw that question out to see.
I would if I could.
A little bit of information. No, thank you so much, and I appreciate it. Anyways, Andy, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have you. You've been supporting the community. You guys came from the community, right? You guys, from playing Star Citizen and all this stuff.
We were literally just on the subreddit playing the game, and we all just we came together because of this. Craig posted something, my co-founder who does all the visual design. He posted an image for what he was working on in the subreddit, and that's how the whole thing began. Every single person on the team plays the game.
Incredible, man. Yeah, that's incredible. Any last words out there for the community? Anything you want to say before we head out from here?
The community is amazing. The level of creativity and passion and excitement for the game, and the way they come together and apply that to these amazing events like this, which is such a huge thing for the community. You guys do such an incredible job giving them such a great place to express their love for the game, but also engage with the game and each other in really interesting ways. So all these events that you guys run are such a pillar for the community. So it's always exciting to be here. It's always exciting to see them.
Thank you so much, Andy. I appreciate it. Well, guys, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a pleasure to talk to Andy from GameGlass here, just giving us all the updates and all the good stuff here, for Star Citizen. Remember, you guys can check out GameGlass at gameglass.gg. Go get your shards, man. Get ready, because when the official Star Citizen shards come out, it's going to definitely elevate your gameplay. So we'll be right back with, some more information in the HURSTON Hurt Locker. And get ready, because time is getting closer for us to jump into the crater on Magda for the mayhem to start. We'll be right back, guys. Thank you.